Ulonga tabati yada to ye ko madaifa. Ino to ye ko je love bipa. Oba tala, oba takutakun. Songo eshu, ogun oya osun. Kini sheshe, tan she nile yo. O jelo jara.
Alapia, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of the African Spirituality Experience. I am your host, Arisha Bami, and we back, family, after a little vacation, a little short vacation, man. We back ready to make it do what it do, all things in these Ashe streets. I appreciate the love, the support, all the new community members, the new subscribers, new channel subscribers. Shout out to all the past guests. Shout out to Big Chief Rod Hayes, Brother B. Dell. Shout out to Professor Kaba. Shout out to Baba Mukasa Dada, who I spoke to today. Peace and blessings, got a Shy Lotus. So yeah, family, I want to jump back in this thing, man, and make some things do what it do. Solo tonight. We're flying solo. We got a lot coming up over the next, and really for the next week or two. I think we got a lot of different new guests coming. We got some of our regulars coming back. We got some things popping, man. But before we get into that, I wanted to make sure that I share with everyone who is a true Ashe supporter, who is a true, member of the tribe. Make sure everybody please subscribe to our newsletter. Please subscribe to our link in bio, the Linktree link, and also to the Patreon community, because we got multiple tiers with that Patreon community. We got the free tier, which I'm gonna be using a whole lot more because there's conversations that, of course, that we need to have, but we can't have on Front Street. And I think I don't really have to go too far into that. Everybody know what it is. I'm pretty sure if you check out this channel, you already know what we're talking about. So with that being said, family, we got to move a little differently. Abo Shishe Baba Ogun Ade. What's good with your family? I ain't seen in a minute, man. I hope everything's going good for you. But yeah, so we got a lot of things that we're gonna switch up, family. And for those who are in the YouTube community, I'm gonna definitely be reaching out to y'all in the private community so I can get everybody's email address, contact info, so I can keep pushing out the channel information as well as all things Ashe. Because one of the things I realized, something that I already know, is that we have to be moving with all four tires, right? When I say all four tires, I mean we gotta make sure we're riding smooth. You know what I mean? We can't let one flat tire slow us down in regards to where we're putting the Ashe. So with that, by clicking the links in the bio on the channel, by clicking the links, I believe I put the links in the live stream as well for everybody to sign up for that subscriber link, as well as the free Patreon. And then, yeah, so we're working on some things, family. And then also Spotify. So if you click the link to the link tree, the Spotify link is up there as well. So we'll definitely be putting all the episodes from YouTube. I'll be transitioning to all the major platforms, Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, I think Google Play, all the major platforms. So we're going to make sure we get everything on all of them. So that way we can keep this thing rolling, without any interruptions. So with that, family, man, I wanted to check in with y'all and chop it up and make it do what it do. We got something else coming up tomorrow too. I want to go live with y'all to kind of see which way y'all wanted to go, because I know a lot of people was asking for the I think it was titled "The Gods of War," that episode that we had posted, I think last Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, with B-Dell and Big Chief. So that one I still have. I think you might be able to watch it if you click the link in the bio. I believe I put it on that too. But I wanted to make sure that I still chop it up with y'all and make sure that everybody who wanted to see that particular episode still gets to see it. So my question to y'all, tribe, and we got a few people in here already, is would y'all rather we do a private watch party, a party where everybody can come in and check it out and we watch that episode again? Or the other option is, I was thinking about doing the Haitian Revolution, because we spoke about the Haitian Revolution a lot of times on the channel. We've actually been blessed to have multiple people who have been in that documentary grace the stage here at Ashe. Professor Smalls, shout out to Baba Smalls, he was in there. Professor Cabo was in there. Who else was in there that's been on Ashe? Trying to think if anybody else has been on Ashe that was in 1804. I can't remember. Yeah. Shout out to Professor Baina Bello. She also was in 1804, and she's been on the Ashe channel as well. So with that, we've had 3 out of like the 6 or 7 stars of that documentary that we've had on the channel, and I'm looking to get all of them back as soon as possible. But all of them definitely got some real hectic crazy heavy schedule. Shout out to Professor Bello. I think she just dropped a new book. I want to say it's called The Seven Lois of Haiti. Something I believe is Seven Lois. So shout out to her, as well as her other piece that she has too, She Rose, which I've shouted out and shared on the channel. If y'all get a chance, man, check out Professor Bello's work. You can probably catch her on IG, Professor Baina Bello, and I believe she has the links in the bio to all of her work as well. So shout out to the elders, the freedom fighters, and the warriors who are doing the work, man. And shout out to y'all, tribe. I definitely appreciate the love and the support, for all of y'all. Everything is definitely well. Unique tribe, definitely appreciate you. And yeah, so with that, family, if y'all could share in the comments which one y'all want to do tomorrow, I'm gonna definitely come back tomorrow too. So I was trying to figure out if I should do like a little watch party where we could check out that the Gods of War episode, which I changed the name to, I think the Activation Code is what it ended up being titled after we didn't go live on that particular show last Sunday, I believe it was. So y'all let me know in the comments which one y'all want to do. Y'all want to do a live stream and watch that again like a watch party, or y'all want to just do a whole nother episode, and make it do what it do. But that was a dope show, so I definitely want y'all to get that too. I got to be very selective on which shows that I'm putting on the channel. So a lot of them we're gonna have to probably do either in the private community or I'll do on other platforms like Spotify and, like I said, the other ones. So that way everybody can actually check out the shows without us having to worry about no type of censorship or anything of that nature, because we all know the nature in the world that we live in. So with that, there's a lot of things going on, family. I don't know how many of y'all seen that big earthquake that just hit. I think it was in Alaska, either at Alaska or Iceland. Okay, Unique Tribe, I appreciate you. Matter of fact, I got a couple of those I'm gonna be doing too, to watch parties, because shout out to Professor Kaba, who just dropped the Nagas and Kemet documentary, which that's another one that I plan on putting a watch party together. Me and him spoke about it last time he was on here. So I got to get with him and see how his schedule looks. Hopefully we can get that done in the near future. But before I do that one, depending on how long it takes me to book Professor Copper again, I definitely plan on doing a watch party for the very first interview. The first interview that I ever did with him, I want to say that was like 2019, like 2019, 2020 was the very first interview that I did with him. And it was dope to see like how the growth, for me, he'd been doing what he do, but for me, the growth from that very first interview to all the different interviews that we've had, which has been a blessing, man, to be able to be under the wings of somebody, of his magnitude in regards to wisdom and the movement, and the work that he's done, for us as a people. So I definitely look forward and plan on doing that soon too, because that was a dope episode. I think we spoke about the Dogon tribe, we spoke about Kemet, we spoke about Sirius, we spoke about the Dogons and how their night eyes are like Jedis, how they were able to train their mind to, or not their mind, sorry, train their eyes to be able to actually see. I mean, literally with their eyes, their own pupils, their eyes, they were able to actually see the Sirius star all the way in the Canis Major constellation in which Sirius comes from. So for those who are big students of Kemet or students of the Dogon, you would know that, the history with them, especially in regards to they were predicting or they were sharing the information about Sirius A, B, and C long before we had the technology and the telescopes to be able to actually see these stars. They have a documented history with receipts of them knowing about this star system. So those who are deep into the history of metaphysics and ancient civilizations, you'll know how deep that Nomos story is, the creation story through the Dogon. So, and then they also have that Sigi ceremony, which I believe is every 60 years. They have where they have a mass, not like this, but it's a much bigger mass. It's called a Kanaga mass, where they kind of celebrate the 60-year cycles. I think it's like I almost want to say it's the time that it takes Sirius to have a revolution in some sorts of that manner. So with that, man, I'm gonna definitely be putting those watch parties together. Let me see. Ogun Sola said new episode and upload Guys of War to the private channel. Ashe. Oh, yeah, we're gonna do that, Ogun Sola. Matter of fact, it might be in there, but I'm gonna double check. But I'll definitely have that in there. So if you're not a part of the Patreon family, go ahead and join that. I'm gonna put the link in there real quick so y'all can tap in with us in Patreon, because we're gonna be doing a lot of gathering, a lot of Ashe family reunions up in that Patreon account until I get the personal platform set up, so that way we can have our own everything. And that's the whole point of being able to be independent, is to have your own everything. So yeah, there's the link for the Patreon community. And then yeah, family, so we definitely be doing them watch parties. And then I'm gonna get with Big Chief. I spoke with him briefly yesterday. We was chopping it up. I know he said his schedule was crazy this week, but I follow with him probably later tonight or tomorrow, see what he looking like. To get him back up in this thing. Appreciate you, honey. Appreciate you. Muad, I appreciate you, family. Appreciate you for tapping in with us tonight. So yeah, man. With that being said, I think I got most of the house cleaning set up, kind of catching up with everybody, man. So it's been a lot going on since the last time we was on, family, a whole lot. So if y'all want to share anything in the comments or what y'all want to, want us to chop it up on or what y'all want us to tap into on the channel, let me know. Just drop it in the comments, and I'll definitely look for trying to get that done. So with that, shout out to Clipse. Shout out to Clipse, man. I've been rocking with Clipse since the beginning. Like I've been rocking with them since the funeral. Like that. I don't know how many of y'all have been riding with Clipse, like riding with them, but I'll never forget when they dropped the first song I ever heard from them was called The Funeral. And when I saw that video, I'm like, yo, these brothers is dope. Like they on that ish, but they on that ish. And matter of fact, we was just talking about the celebrations for homegoings, for when people transition, right, and how they party up down in New Orleans. We was just talking about that on one of the last couple of episodes, and I can't remember what that dance is called, like when they're marching through the streets, with the newly ancestral or newly ancestor who just crossed over or transitioned into the ancestral realm, and they dancing, playing the horns, like they be getting it lit, man. So somebody on the channel told me the name of it. I can't remember the name of it, but I appreciate y'all who did share the name of those celebrations in New Orleans, the way they celebrate the ancestors when they transition. But I say all that to say, in Clipse, very first video that I ever saw, I don't know if that was their first song. I think that might be the first one that went mainstream, but that funeral video was dope. The whole video was dope. The song was dope, the video, everything. Them boys, I like, yeah, these boys different. And so that kind of inspired today's show, the Velvet Glove and the Iron Fist, because that's one of them things. It came from, well, they say it came from Napoleon, but whatever. I thought it was a kind of dope quote. But and if you look up the meaning of it, it's powerful, because pretty much it's like, you position yourself to greet people with that iron, that velvet glove, you know what I'm saying? But you also got to let them know, don't get it twisted, because this iron fist will cave something in. so I like, that's kind of like what I got from the Clipse album last night, man. That's the first time I listened to it, so I'm a little late to the block party. But boy, when I tell you the boys went in, man, they went in. That was a dope album, real dope album. And what that did, that kind of got my wheels spinning for today's show. Like the topic of the show is twins, right? Because we have a lot of significant people in mostly music, all of entertainment, but primarily I'm gonna speak about mostly music today, and then also the Sinners movie. In regards to twins, right? So y'all know Clipse are twins. Shout out to Malice and what's my dude name? I cannot think of the other brother's name. Malice and damn it, the one that was solo for a minute. What's my dude name? Y'all know the other twins name from Clipse. But yeah, they did their thing with that album, bro. Like I was listening, like, yo, it was dope. And for those who were in the Ifa or Yoruba tradition, right, y'all know that the Ibeji twins are very significant in regards to the Yoruba culture and to the Yoruba tradition, right? The Ibeji twins, right? So when I'm thinking about, I listened to that album last night. I'm thinking about, I'm like, yo, this is dope, man. These twins out here twinning, boy. These Geminis out here doing Gemini things, and these twins out here doing twin things. These Ibejis, like it's dope. And so the movie Sinners, that was based off of twins, right? And then you have the Gemini. I can't remember where Gemini is at right now in astrology, but it's somewhere doing some things in regards to being present and relevant, right? So then I was thinking about, okay, so we got Sinners just dropped. That made a smash box office hit. We got Clipse just dropped. They just smashed the music game with let God sort them out. And then I was like, damn, Kendrick had a hell of a year this year too, and last year. Like he literally took over the whole damn industry last year by putting Drake to sleep. So it's like, it's definitely been some twinning things going on. And for those who don't know, Kendrick, K-Dot is a Gemini, Pac is a Gemini, Big is a Gemini. So yeah, Pusha, my bad. Pusha, that's what it was. Appreciate you. Got a shallow this year, Pusha and Malice. But yeah, man, that was a dope album. The album was dope. So that kind of got me going into this whole twin thing, man, because the twins, like I said, very significant. Because if you think about it, right, when you think about music and you think about the 90s, I want to say in like 90s, Pac came out, I think 94 is when Tupacalypse Now. It was either 92 or 94 when Tupacalypse Now came out. Maybe even been 90 or 91. But whatever year that was when Pac dropped, right? at the time, hip hop was in a different space. It wasn't nothing like, you know, what Pac ended up revolutionizing the game and changing it to when you talk about activists and activism music, right? So Pac, he's a Gemini. You know, June 16th, you know, he was born. And I think we did a show on his birthday, if I'm not mistaken. And then I had just dropped the Dear Mama tribute to him and Afeni, Queen Afeni. So Ibata knew to both of them. And but yeah, so I just wanted to kind of chop it up about these twins, man. And then shout out to the Beijis who I know, you know, here locally. It's funny because one of them actually was texting with one of them earlier today, man. I'm like, bro, I'm about to do a show about twins today. One of the Beiji twins. And for those who are in the private community, I'll be sharing some of their work too. We work together, doing some dope work in the community, man. So we definitely got some twin energy up in this thing, family. So if y'all want to jump in this conversation with me and let me know some twin moments or some twins that need some recognition, you know, up in this thing, man. Let's get it cracking. Let me see. Joker Crypto said RP to Young Noble. Yeah, RP Ibachanu the Young Noble. And then Joker Crypto said the Clipse featuring Cameron, Popular Man, Popeye's been rocking from them from the start. Yeah, Clipse definitely been they've been hot from the get go. I feel like they're underestimated. I put them in that category with your Lupe Fiascos, with your what's my dude, Big Crits. Who else? Big Crit. There's a few artists that I feel like are dope. I mean, dope, but they don't get their due. But I definitely feel like Clipse, uh, Big Crit, Lupe, and there's a few other ones that I feel like are dope, but they don't get they just do. Like they don't get the mainstream, you know what I'm saying, do that I feel like they should get because of their talent level. But and don't let me forget my boy Three Stacks, man. Shout out to Andre 3000, who's also another Gemini, man. So, you know, them Geminis making things do what it do up in this thing. Pop came out, okay, it was 92. I figured that. That's what's up. But yeah, man. So we're here now, family. We're definitely here now, and we're ready to get this thing cracking. Let me see what was this? The Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies said, "History always repeats over and over. Beware the times you harvest your seeds, or you'll end up." So what you trying to say, Lord of the Flies? Like, what you trying to say, man? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because I'm not sure. As far as the twins, okay, my mother's a twin. Father had two sets of twins. Second wife saw Lupe as P. Like, okay, that's what's up. So I'm assuming you riding with us, man. You riding with the twins because I'm one of them twins too, man. Oh yeah. And then I forgot about Kanye. Kanye is a twin too. He a Gemini. Kanye, I want to say his birthday like June 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a heavy Gemini you know, I feel like movement, you know, within the industry alone, like for real. But with that, you know, when I saw Sinners, I automatically the first thing I thought about was the Ibejis, like the Ibeji twins. And so for those, like I said, who are in the Yoruba or the Ifa tradition, you're familiar with the Ibeji twins and the story of the Ibejis, but they have a very powerful significance to them in the tradition. And so that's one of the things that when I saw Senator, I'm like, that's the first thing that came to mind. I'm like, yeah, that's dope, bro. And I wasn't thinking about all these other influences over the culture in the last year or so in regards to when I saw Senator. But then when I thought about it last night and today, I'm like, just Kendrick alone, you know what I'm saying? In current times, you know, as a Gemini. Matter of fact, that song that he got with Clipse, he went in and was saying, I forgot what he said about being a Gemini, but he ripped it up on that one, man. My boy, he burnt the studio down with that one on that verse with Clipse too. So it was definitely a dope album, man. I'm definitely rocking with it, and I'm ready to get this thing cracking with these twins tonight. My boy, my wife said, Daz, I didn't know Daz was a Gemini. That's what's up. I rock with them too, the Dog Pound, Daz and Corrupt. Yeah, man. But with that, family, so what do y'all think about this twin thing? Y'all think it's any significance to it, or y'all think it's just a coincidence that we seeing all this? I'm talking about from like the Sinners and then to Kendrick and then now Clipse, you know what I'm saying? Like just those three alone within the last year, that's like three different types of twinning that, you know what I'm saying, been winning. You know, Sinners was winning with the twins, and then you had K. Dot, Kendrick killed it last year. He a Gemini twin. And then you got Clipse came and did what they did. You know what I'm saying? With the Gemini thing. So with that, I kind of wanted to just get into that, family. So when you talk about the significance of Sinners, right? I know there was so many different, like I guess stories about reviews. I should say podcasts or shows about reviews and reviewing the Sinner and all that. Like, so a lot of people had a lot of different perspectives in regards to what they thought about the movie. But one of the things that I did love and appreciate the movie is our spiritual culture being at the forefront of the movie. Like when you came, you saw the sister who was the I'm not sure if she was considered to be like a hoodoo priestess or voodoo priestess. I'm not sure what her actual, I guess, role or position or title or whatever you want to call it was, but she definitely was a healer, and she definitely was also a warrior. She was a protector because she was the one who was cooking up that juju, man, to make people, you know what I'm saying, to do things in the movie. So I don't want to ruin it. God is shallow that says she ain't seen it yet. I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but I do want to talk about it because there was a lot of, I feel like, significant spiritual aspects about the movie, right? So when you talk about her being one of the key figures, when you talk about, you know, the whole movement in the dance floor scene when they was dancing, and they went from like genre to genre to generation where they was flipping the script, and you saw all the different you know, like the different songs being played, and then you can see how the body movement, how everybody was moving in a different way based upon like which, I want to say almost like time traveling, like how there was time traveling within the movie. She was voodoo. Okay, that's what's up. But it was dope though, because like I said, the fact that I love the most is that they highlighted our traditional spiritual practices. But then one of the things that I haven't seen, I can't even remember the last time besides Black Panther, and can't really think of too many more. The last time the good guys won, you know what I mean? Like the good people won in the end of the movie. That don't happen too often. So that within itself was something that I was appreciative of, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, we're here now. And then you think about when you look at the aspects of like, even like when you look at the songs on Clipse album, right? On Let God Sort Them Out. It was dope because the way they were able to like blend in spirituality in regards to some of the lyrics, but at the same time, you can hear the, how can I the metaphors. The metaphors was on point, man. It was dope because that's one thing that Clip is definitely known for, is how they could drop the metaphors that be dope, but it's painting a picture. Like literally, they wanted a few artists or a few groups that I feel like can drop a whole album and not put out one video, but because the pen is so sharp and the metaphors are so clear and the way that they're able to paint pictures with words, right? I'm able to visualize seeing the visual without even having them put a video. I could literally paint the picture in my mind just by hearing the lyrics because of the way that they're able to tie them words together and tie the metaphors together to get people to be able to kind of, you know what I'm saying, lock in and vibe with the music, man. So it definitely was a dope album. And I definitely, you know, wanted to chop it up with y'all about that. But I definitely, more than anything else, wanted to get with y'all to get everybody to tap in with the links in the bio, tap in with joining the free Patreon, and then also just making sure that you're connected with us on all the other platforms. I'm working on getting the Instagram and TikTok and all those other platforms going. But for those who've been watching the channel for a minute, y'all know I'm not really the most active social media guy, but that's something I'm working on, putting a team together to start getting more active on all the other social platforms as well, because we definitely need to be omnipresent in order to grow and expand and get the Ashe, you know, out there to all areas on all different platforms at all times. So we're working on that too, family. So it's a matter of time before we get the team together and get the processes and the systems together to make it do what it do. And then I'm also working on some things in the background that's way bigger that should be a huge splash once we get some of these things to come to fruition and to manifest. So yeah. And then I don't know how many of y'all heard about that Annabelle doll, but I think, I want to say, I don't know if it was Ryan or B-Dell, but we was chopping it up about that Annabelle doll too. And I heard there's some more stuff going on with that, about that Annabelle doll that's been moving around. And like every time it goes to a different place, some sort of havoc or some sort of, you know, major occurrence takes place, right? And we've been seeing that happen, excuse me, for a minute on this channel. Like a lot of things that we've talked about during some of our shows, especially since I want to say like May, late May, mid May to June, have literally came to fruition from the time we did the show until now. Like starting with the I want to say that first one I did with Rod, with Big Chief, I think it was Tribes of the Land. When we did that one, we was talking about some things, and it seems like every single show that we've done, and we spoke about different occurrences and different things that's going on either in the planet or through, you know, throughout the universe, you know, astrologically, what have you. Something will happen that would literally coincide and confirm or bring to light something that we spoke about kind of like previously. So it almost was like prophecy. It was almost prophetic the way some of these things are unfolding. And we're going to see a whole lot more of it too coming. You know what I mean? So that's something that we're definitely looking forward to continue bringing to y'all, family. But like I said, I want to stress to please join the Patreon, and also click the link in the bio to subscribe to the link tree so we can put y'all on the email list and keep y'all posted with everything that we got with all things Ashe. and we're gonna make it do what it do and make it be what it be. And then shout out to Baba Mukasa Dada. I got a dope show lined up with him next week because he actually was in Burkina Faso with Ibrahim Traore, right? So that was dope. I remember talking to him like right before he was getting ready to go over there, and I was like, yo, I was trying to line up a show with him then. He was like, nah, African, I can't do it. I'm about to go over there. I'm going to Burkina Faso. I'm going to see Ibrahim. I said, go ahead, Baba. That's what's up. So I talked to him earlier today, man. I can't wait to talk to him about that. So I'm gonna try to get hopefully like some footage or some pictures and stuff while he was over there because he had a dope what's the word to call it? He had a dope opportunity presented to him. And I'm not gonna share it and let the cat out the bag, but y'all keep an eye on the post on the channel, man, and the live stream, like the live stream category on the channel as well. Because once I lock in a day and time with him, we're gonna make it do what it do, and we're probably gonna take that private too. Just because I want him to really be able to talk that talk and talk the talk of what he's supposed to do, because that's what he came to do and that's what I want him to be able to do. So like I said, we're not probably gonna have that whole conversation on the channel, but we'll definitely be posting it and sharing it and then inviting everybody to come to the Patreon to watch it. Or I might just do like a live stream independent where I could, have that the way I want it to have it. And I'll share the links with y'all so y'all can tap in with us. No charge, it's free, all that good stuff. We just want to make sure that we can give y'all the content raw and uncut without worrying about, anything happening to kind of snag us up to where we can't do what we do for y'all, because we do it for the people, we do it for the tribe. That's what we're here for. We're here now. We're going to continue to be here, and we're going to continue to make this thing pop and continue to do all things Ashe, man. So that's definitely what the main reason why I wanted to hop on here tonight and just chop it up with the tribe, you know what I'm saying? Touch base with y'all and let y'all know that we definitely here. We still putting in the work. We're still grinding, i.e. Clipse, grinding. We still doing that. We ain't never going to stop. And then, matter of fact, let me see. So we're probably going to do a watch party tomorrow. And then Saturday, I got one locked up for either Saturday or Sunday, but I got to double check my messages and see which one. But I'll post that one tonight because that one's already locked in and confirmed. That one's going to be dope too. It's going to be another new guest who hasn't been on the channel yet. So that'll be dope. I think Saturday we're going to do that one, but either Saturday or Sunday. But either way it goes, I plan on being here probably Friday, Saturday, possibly Sunday too. And then we're going to definitely be back next week with several more live streams. And then I got probably about 4 or 5 episodes that I did while we were gone, independent, either in Patreon or on my independent link that I shared with the tribe who was able to get access to it. So with that, I'll be uploading all the rest of those episodes that came out last week. And then I'll be back tomorrow. I think we're going to do the watch party tomorrow. And then Saturday or Sunday, we got a new guest coming. And then next week, I look forward to bringing Baba Mukasa Dada back to talk about Burkina Faso and his opportunity of chopping it up with the captain, man, with Ibrahim Traore. So it's going to be dope, family. I look forward to all these good things coming, man. Maximum Rising. Listen, I agree. I agree. I agree with you, Maximum Rising, because I love the message. I loved the symbolism, the metaphor. I loved all that, but it wasn't in regards to just that, like it being like that. Like, boy, that movie was the shit. Like, it was cool. Like Black Panther, especially Black Panther 1. I say 2 too, but those were like, yo, they were dope to me. But not for nothing though. Shout out to Ryan Coogler. I am not going to like put no clouds over that man's shine because he's doing his thing. I'm proud of the work he's doing. He's doing some very revolutionary work in regards to the film industry. So I'm gonna shout him out and you know what I'm saying, and salute him. And bro, keep on doing it. Matter of fact, anybody got connections to him, hey, see, can we get him in these Ashe streets? You know what I mean? Because he's definitely doing his thing for sure. And but yeah, the overall, I feel like the impact of the movie was dope to me, and I'm glad he made it because it's opening a lot of people's eyes to returning back to our indigenous spiritual systems and practices, which a lot of people never really left, but a lot did. You know what I'm saying? But I do know of a lot of people who were in different spiritual systems or different faith systems, et cetera, but were still practicing their indigenous, spiritual systems or practices, maybe even not even knowing, you know what I mean? Like subconsciously, like doing certain things that, is indigenous or is from our ancestral spiritual systems and sciences and practices, but it was maybe under the guise of other things. You know what I mean? Kind of like how the Lukumi tradition was able to kind of practice Orisha and Ifa under the guise of Catholicism. You know what I mean? So they pretty much just kind of put a blanket over what they was really doing, but they was really, supporting, venerating and upholding, the Orisha and Ifa. So yeah, man, that's where we at now, family. Shout out to Lord of the Flash. Your zodiac is more important than they teach you. Sheeple won't be able to handle the truth. Yeah, that's facts, bro. That's facts. Like for anybody who's ever had like an astrological divination or has had any sort of what do they call it? I think it's like a life path consultation or divination, et cetera, or even like ancestral ones, but more so those astrological ones. You literally can almost literally almost look at your life like a doggone book, man, depending on how good the person is who did that consultation for you. And they can break it down into phases, and they like it's dope because I've seen it, and it'd be spot on too, man. So yeah, I agree with you, Lord of the Flies. That's a real thing. Like even your numbers, like the number of your birthday, the number of the month, the number of the year, the time you were born, the day you were, all that matters. You know what I'm saying? All that matters. Matter of fact, shout out to Baba Astarius Miraculi. He was, I think, maybe the second person I ever got one of those types of astrological consultations with, and it was dope. Yeah, it was real dope, man. I'm talking about, and it was spot on, like spot on, spot on. Like it was real dope. But yeah, that's a real thing, man. Numbers alone. Matter of fact, since we speak about numbers, y'all know I like to share some of my library. Let me grab one of my books out of my stash real quick. This book right here is a powerful one, man. The Secrets to Numbers. So for those who might be into divining or those who are into numerology or astrology, like it's all connected. You know what I'm saying? This is a dope book because you can really, look into them and tap in and find out a lot of information just with numbers. You know what I mean? Like based upon your ability to, just do the research. And then I know the brother B. Dell, he's on into that gematria thing, which I'm not real familiar with gematria, but I do know that it has something to do with numbers and all that. But I'm not really well versed in that. I'm like it's brand new to me, honestly. I just learned about that probably like this year. But I think it is kind of tied to numerology. But yeah, and shout out to Richard Stone, man, because give him a quick shout out, man. He blessed me with this dope piece right here. This and bro, I cannot remember all the crystals in it, but if you don't mind sharing in the comments, man, like what all is in this piece. I actually had on my other piece, the one with the I'm not even gonna say it, but you know which one I'm talking about. The other one that got the I think it's the emeralds in it. You know which one. I ain't gonna talk about it. I'll wait till I rock it and I'll post it up. I'll pull it up on the on the show. But yeah, man, shout out to Arisha Stone for making this dope unk for me, man. This thing is tough. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, bro, I need that. 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 And we got like several other pieces he sent me too, family. So anybody who's into the stones, I don't have them here with me today, bro. I meant to bring them, but I was running behind doing work, a lot of work, for clients and things of that nature, man. We got a lot going on in the world right now, especially with this Mercury retrograde, man. It's been whoo. Yeah, this retrograde been retrograding. I just say like that. It's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. So I was doing my best to to get on here. I was running behind because I tried to pack too many things into the day, but I knew I haven't been on live and I haven't tapped in with the tribe. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make it happen one way or another, regardless. So I appreciate y'all being patient with me. And yeah, we're gonna continue to make things do what it do. Shout out to Empress Yemaya Faye. I had her on last week, so we got another dope show that I'll be sharing soon. Who else? Yeah, I had several guests. I had several shows last week. Like I said, it was just because I wasn't able to get it to y'all here. It was hard to get it, to everybody. You know what I mean? So, but now, like I said, if y'all subscribe to the Patreon, y'all subscribe to the Linktree, subscribe to the email list. I'm working on getting all those systems and processes set up as well as a team so I can make, this thing happen on a much more effective, efficient manner, because it does become a challenge sometimes being a one-man show, but that's what I signed up for. So, we're going to make it do what it do, one way or another, by any means necessary and against all odds. Maximum Rising said, oh, hold on, my boy Muad El Kai. Bobby Hemmett says we must income. Yeah, that's facts. I mean, really all of it, man. Like all the zodiacs, all the numbers, all the systems, all the sciences, like all of it. I won't necessarily say all the religions because I know some people might feel some type of way because, what you're in is what you're into. And I get it. I respect everybody's, faith system, gods, goddesses, whoever, you know what I'm saying, you pray to. Like, I respect everybody's thing. As long as you show me respect, I'm going to show you love and respect because it's none of my business for real. You know what I mean? But I do feel like me personally, and I can only speak for myself, from my journey, being somebody who came up, in a household where I think one side was like Jehovah's Witnesses, one side was Christian, right? So I read some of that work, read some of that material, and it just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? So I like to move with things that move with me, that resonate with me. Kind of like eating food. Like, I'm not gonna eat something that don't taste good for me. Like I just ain't finna do that. Like so, I'm gonna figure out how to do something different. Or I'm gonna find something that does fill me up. Find something that does, fill my cup. Find something that does sit well with my taste buds, my spiritual, taste buds. So that's where my own personal journey went from reading some of the stuff from the family. It was cool, just didn't do it for me. And then I think once I got maybe about middle school, I started studying Islam because that's when I found Malcolm. I'm looking at him right now, looking directly across from me. That's when I found the Honorable El Hajj. And once I found him, I definitely went deep into studying the nation, really studying him, but also studying the nation as well. And then from there, that's when I want to say 93, 94, somewhere between 93 and 95 when I first got exposed to Dr. York. Boy, once I got a hold of his work, it was a wrap. Like that's when everything for me was all about metaphysics and all about, you know what I mean? Like that higher level, you know what I'm saying? Consciousness. Like he just, he bro different. Dr. York is different. Me and Big Chief had a conversation about an hour and a half. We were just talking about how different, you know what I'm saying, Dr. York is. And for me, being someone who I consider myself to be a student of his, someone who has written, I forgot how many books, but I think it's well over the thousands. The brother speaks, whew, not even sure how many languages he speaks. And not only does he speak multiple languages, he can write in them languages as well. So it's like that's a different being all the way around. And then to tell me you got 76 trillion light years of wisdom and knowledge, yeah, that's different, man. Like so that his work has always kind of gravitated to me, or I should say, I gravitated to it because that's just next level. I still haven't really no disrespect to nobody, but I haven't really ran across any one person that I feel like has covered as much ground and space as Doc. On top of actually built pyramids right here, on this soil. You know what I mean? So that within itself, and them same pyramids in Tamari align just like the ones over in Kemet. You know what I'm saying? They align with the same stars in Orion's belt, Sirius, all that. Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka. And then you got Sirius coming behind those three, the same ones that align right over the Great Pyramids in Kemet. So, yeah, Doc, he definitely different. Freedom Master Teacher family. Okay, so these are the stones, man, from Brother Stone. Appreciate you, bro. Malachite, citrine, jade, and green onyx. So yeah, this is just one of the pieces that the God blessed the channel with and blessed me with, man. And I got several more, that I'll be sharing too. So if y'all interested, shout out to bro. Holla at him on IG. If you can, bro, drop your your IG link in the comments. Appreciate you for joining us too, fam. We're gonna definitely get together and build in the very near future, man, for sure. So I definitely appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I know. I appreciate you, Ogun Sola. Appreciate you too. And yeah, it was man. They doing their thing, man. Look, they got so many doggone pieces. Look, I'm like, bro, I can't be seeing all. You can't. I mean, man, I mess around and get all them goddamn pieces, man. You can't have everything be tough, but yeah, it's dope. And just for the record, he knows he knows I say this off air when we talk. I don't kiss nobody's ass and I don't hold nobody's nuts. I call it how I see it and I describe it to the best of my abilities. No slight to nobody, but I'm gonna do my best to give people their flowers, what I'm saying, because it makes me feel better, what I'm saying, celebrating somebody else's greatness or celebrating somebody else's gift because I don't have no animosity towards nobody. And I started to talk about some things that is in that category, but it's not worth it. I'm not gonna let my energy drop down to that frequency about, some of the some of some of the foolery that we see happening, man. But yeah, we'll get into it on the private calls in the Patreon. we'll definitely get into some of that where I could talk and go all the way in. But so yeah. But anywho, but we here we on a high frequency, on a high scale, as we always are. Tribe doing what the tribe do. Shout out to Maximum Rising Saturn and Neptune in retrograde. Yeah, I knew there was some retrogrades going on. I didn't know which ones, but I definitely knew there was definitely some retrogrades going on. And man, when I tell you that retrograde is retrograde. For real, for real. But I'll say this. The Egungun, the ancestors, man, they've been very, very present. Very, very present. And I'm talking about like I'm talking about profound presence. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the ancestors, man, like for real. So those of y'all who don't or who hasn't like got to that phase in your journey yet where you've built a rapport, you've built a relationship, or you communicate, or venerate your ancestors, I highly encourage you to do it. And we're gonna be holding classes. Matter of fact, I'm working on several projects. One of the things I'm working on is not talking about stuff before it happens or before it manifests, because there's a lot of different monitoring spirits and a lot of different BS that be going on that kind of tries to dampen, or sour plans, or you know what I mean, like kind of take away your E-ray, or put a block in what you got, what you're working on manifesting. So I'm a big person on, it's one of them things where I could show you better than I can tell you. So it's like, I'm gonna work on making those things happen. But in regards to the ancestors, we definitely gonna be having regular community calls in regards to honoring and venerating the ancestors. We already had, I think, maybe one or two recently. But we're gonna be having a lot more. Shout out to Wunam, because Wunam came through and had a dope one. She had a real dope ancestral veneration call. And we talked about setting up shrines, like how to set up your ancestral shrine properly, how to, put it together, and how to activate it, how to venerate it, how to open that portal. And shout out to Empress Yemaya Faye as well, because she went in with the ancestral shrines and like the portals and all that stuff too. So one of the shows that we did, matter of fact, I think it's the one that I'll be dropping in the very near future, where she went in, with the portals and all that. It was a dope show. So we got a lot of different shows coming from a lot of different guests who have a lot of different skill sets and a lot of different expertises, in different fields. So we're definitely going to be honing in and locking in with the private community calls, so we can really tap in, and do presentations, because I'm like a lot of y'all might not know, but I've been doing like the coaching and consulting public speaking work since 2016, before I even got into podcasting. So that's something that I'm used to in real life. And, virtually I do presentations and consultations and, teaching and all that good stuff. And I love it because it's nothing that feels better to me than to be able to help somebody get from where they are to where they want to be, or where they desire to be, or where they have a passion, or, you know what I mean? Like they have a vision to be. And if you have the information, or you have the processes or the systems, or whatever it is, the tools, whatever it is that people need help getting from where they are to where they want to be, I love doing that, man. So I'm gonna definitely be focusing a lot more on bringing those types of calls to the tribe as well, to make sure that we building, family. You know what I'm saying? United we stand, divided we fall. Each one teach one. Same Kofa. You know what I mean? So I'm a firm believer in that. I'm not one of them people who like to, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all about you. You ain't supporting other people or putting other people on. Or, you know what I'm saying? Collaborating with other people. I ain't never been like that, because I'm confident and comfortable with who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud, humble, but I'm very proud of my child of godness. And so I don't have no reason to not be able to, you know what I'm saying, share my child of godness or my gifts or my ashe with other people, or even to help other people, because that's what we're supposed to do. You feel me? And I feel like for those people, and there's a lot of them out there too, boy, for those people that only wanted to be about them, and you know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to let other people shine, or they might make sure they turn the other cheek when other people need a handout, or a little assistance, or guys. Yeah, fuck them people. I don't rock with none of them types of people, man. So straight up, that's just not. I don't move like that. You know what I mean? So what you see is what you get. It ain't gonna change. I don't care where we at. Like this is, what you see is what you get. But I'm all about winning, man. You can't win by yourself. Like for real, everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs. Jordan needed Pippen. You know what I'm saying? LeBron needed Kyrie. We can go on and on and on. What's your boy name? What's his name from the Patriots? Brady needed what's the dude, the crazy the tight end, Gronk and all. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, you gotta have a core squad, man. You got Mike, you know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson needed Customato. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody gotta have that, that access to somebody that can kind of help be the bridge to get them from where they are to where they want to be. And shout out to all the elders and all the people who've been coming through, doing that for us, because like I said, it's not just about me. We've had some really dope guests come through, and drop it, man. So it's like, that's another thing. Matter of fact, I need to put together a doggone watch party, kind of like a celebration, man. Like really just to give flowers to literally everybody who's come through to grace the Ashe, channel. Like everybody's came through and blessed us. Like I need to put together like almost like a highlight show. You know what I mean? Like giving everybody their due. You know what I mean? Their flowers for what they've done to contribute to this movement that we call Ashe. Let me see. So back Raheru, do you have to be? Let me see. Mary SHA. He opened many doors. Are you talking about who you talking about, Mary SH? If you don't mind me asking, I'm trying to figure out because I talked about a lot of different people, so I'm not sure which person that opened the door. Whoever it is, shout out to them anyway for opening the doors. But yeah, if you want to let me know who it is, so I can shout them out too. But this is a dope question. Sobek Raheru says, "Do you have to be a part of the Ifa traditions to be a part?" Nah. Because the way I see it is a lot of people don't know a lot about Ifa. A lot of people don't, know a whole lot about it, but a lot of people do. It's growing. I do feel like it's probably, I haven't done the research. I need to, but I definitely feel like it's one of the biggest growing spiritual traditions or systems out there. But in regards to you having to be a part, no, because at the end of the day, my goal, like I said, is to be the bridge, like to get you from where you are to where you want to be. And so, and I also want to be clear about when it comes to spirituality, and this is for me. Like, I ain't talking about nobody else. I ain't talking for nobody else. But when it comes to spirituality, I feel like this is me again. There ain't no limit, ain't no boundaries, there ain't no box. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not in no box. Like I've been studying ancient Kemet since I was a teenager. I've studied Buddhism, I've studied Taoism, I've studied some of everything, man. I Ching, like, you know what I'm saying? Like and the things that resonate with me, like I don't know how many of y'all might have just got on, but in the beginning I was talking about how like I look at spirituality like a buffet. You know what I'm saying? Like if it tastes good to me, I'm gonna eat it. Or and metaphorically speaking, spiritually, if it feels right to me, if it feels empowering to me, if it feels uplifting to me, if it feels, you know what I'm saying, like educational to me, I'm going to rock with it, because at the end of the day, whatever works for me, and I'm going to roll with that, because that's just how I move, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like anybody who I work with, whether you're in the tradition or not, or a client like of mine, I don't force anything on anybody. I'm never going to do that, because your path is your path. You know what I mean? But there are, just like anything else, there's pros and cons to everything. You have some people in this tradition, in all traditions for that matter, who ain't doing things the way it should be done. They ain't keeping it a buck, ain't doing it 100, ain't doing good business. You know what I mean? But that's in everything. That ain't just Ifa. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's in Christianity. That's in Islam. That's in the comedic spaces. That's in, you know what I'm saying? E5, like, it is what it is. I mean, hell, let's just use cops, for example. You know what I'm saying? I could wholeheartedly say that I know all cops not bad. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can also say there's a whole bunch of turds out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in anything, you're going to have the two sides of the polarities. You're going to have the pros and the cons. You're going to have the light and the dark. You know what I'm saying? As above, so below, as within, so without. You're going to have that in everything. So it's like, for me, when I share that with people, I'll be like, yo, go with what feels right with you, what sits within your spirit, like with intuitively. If it feels good, if it feels like, you know what I'm saying, nobody ain't trying to rob you or scam you or scheme you or, you know what I mean, like whatever, then go with it. But if it don't, stay away. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get tangled up in something that you either don't know, or something that somebody can do something to manipulate or take advantage of you. And that's with anything. Hell, if you go to the club, like I don't club no more, but for people who club, don't sit your cup on, you know what I'm saying, on the bar and be turning around, chopping it up and going out to the dance floor and come back and grab your cup. Hell no, you better not ever think about doing nothing like that, because you don't know what somebody could slip in there. Spirituality is the same thing. Like if you don't have a trusted reference or a trusted referral or a trusted person to kind of guide you to whoever that person is, you might want to do some research. Ask for receipts. Ask for, you know what I'm saying, other clients to co-sign for them. Ask for other experiences people have had with them. Like do those things, because that'll get you a long ways. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's kind of like if you own property, right? If you own property, you're not gonna just let somebody just rent your house and you don't do a credit check or a background check or you know what I'm saying, like to see or a check to see like if they're employed or whatever the case may be, because then you playing Russian roulette. You know what I mean? If you just let just anybody move into your crib, so it's like same thing goes with spirituality. You know what I mean? You want to definitely do fact checking, research, receipts. You know what I'm saying? Referrals, all that, because that's where you can really take your I'll say your apprehension, or if you're, you know what I'm saying, like you might be nervous or you might be kind of on the fence or whatever. I feel like that's where you can kind of take it to the next level comfortably, or at least with a little bit more reassurance because you've got somebody or some people who have kind of co-signed for this particular healer, for this practitioner, that they are doing good work. They are doing Iwa Pele. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the ways I would share with someone like you, brother, Sobek Ra Heru. You know what I mean? Like, go with what feels right with you. Or, you know, if you're interested, check out Ashe. Go back, you know what I'm saying? If you go back to last year and like the very beginning of the channel, man, everything pretty much was Ifa Ishe. Shout out to Baba Ifa Karade. You know what I'm saying? Me and him must have got at least, I'm not exaggerating, 30, 40 shows together, if not more. We got a ton of them. And every single one of those shows is all something to do with Ifa Ishe. And they're all on the channel. So you can definitely go back and watch those, especially, and shout out to Baba Oya Bile as well. His episode we did, I can't remember the number of the episode, but I believe the title was Understanding, I think it was Connecting with and Understanding African Spirituality, something along those lines. That was a dope show because we covered a lot of ground. And he's somebody who I know personally. Matter of fact, we both knew each other before we got in tradition, but he's also a coach and a consultant. So based off of us having similar paths and backgrounds, and then, you know, knowing each other for the time that we've known each other, I knew the way his mind works. Excuse me. He has a mind that one of his, I feel like, gifts or superpowers is he has a way of breaking down very intricate or very dynamic, you know what I'm saying, tasks, topics, or subjects, but like being able to break it down and disseminate it and chop it up into like little bite-sized pieces, almost like when you go to the mall and they got the little, you know what I'm saying, sample with the toothpick or whatever, and they try to get you to take a little sample. He knows how to break down meals spiritually or educationally and put them into like samples to where I felt like that show, going into that show, I had a specific list of questions that I wanted to ask. I knew he was going to be able to answer them, not just answer them, but answer them in a way where he can pull in a lot more information and break it down and give you a lot more thorough definition, or I would even say kind of like experience. You know, immerse yourself into the information. So yeah, we got a lot of content on here about Ify Shay. So if you want to go back and check out some of those shows, or if y'all got any specific topics or any specific shows that you want to see, man, share it in the comments or post it on the channel. You know what I mean? Like we'll work on making that happen too, for sure. Because ultimately, like I said, that's what we're here for. You know, we're here to build. We're here to united we stand, divided we fall. We're here to make things. We're here to make shift happen by any means necessary. I appreciate you, Jessica J. Yeah, man, we here, we back, we ready to make this thing do what it do. Lord of the Flies say they shall have to expire and reincarnate and try again. Do not hate them. I won't be back though. I have conquered. I know that's right. Yes, for those who might not know, I believe the Lord of the Flies is talking about coming back to this planet for this mission to do this work, this job on this particular plane. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's probably what he talking about, man. Because yeah, you know, there are certain I would equate it to grades, right? You know, you start school, you start in kindergarten, or some people preschool or VPK, whatever you call it, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, et cetera, et cetera. Spiritually, that's how some of our life cycles are. I can't speak for everybody, but I know definitely even in the Yoruba Ifa tradition, you know, there are cycles of birth, you know, birth, I think like childhood, like 0 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 21, 21 to 28, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It all goes in 7-year cycles, but you know, we do, transition, you know what I'm saying, and come back depending on what you sign up for or what grade you got to while you were here. And some people have to come back, you know, to get it right because they might not have elevated, you know, from certain grades to graduate, you know. And when we talk about graduating, we talk about graduating into being what we call a venerated ancestor, like an ancestor who can be celebrated, you know, venerated, who, you know, can be called upon, who can be appeased, you know what I mean, who can be enlisted, you know what I mean, like, and that's, you know, it's powerful because it's a real thing. You know, and I remember a while back, a person made a comment on the channel saying that, I don't know why y'all talking about ancestors. Those people are dead. Like, they're dead. Da, da, da. I'm like, bro, you can speak about you and your peoples, but you can't speak about my experience because you don't know my experience. You don't know what my ancestors have done. You don't know the things that I've seen and experienced in real life with my ancestors. So you can't speak for me because I don't know what y'all doing over there, but I know mines are here and they show up and they show out. Real shit. That's what they do. So, that, but it's a real thing, man. But and I do get the people who are brand new to all this. It is something that could be nervous about, or it could be a little, it could be scary. You know what I mean? Like, some of my clients, especially, it's funny, especially some of the ones like doing that get consultations. There's definitely been some that I've never heard from again, and I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I do feel like if you're not prepared for it and you've never experienced anything like that, it can be something that could like blow your mind. And it can be shocking, or it can be like scary, because it's like, how does this person know all this stuff about not just my life, but about my life from past, present, and future, and can tell me things that are going on with other people in my life or other experiences in my life, and then also tell me about things that's going on with my health or my relationship or my finances or my business or like, all these things are able to be tapped into when you're tapping into source, right? When you're tapping into divination. So it's like, it is something that's very powerful. And if you are not 100% like confident or secure in where that journey is going to take you, it can be something that can scare you, and it can be something that a lot of people do get afraid of. But on the flip side, the part that I love is like the people who is able to get something from it and then be like, man, I don't know what I was so scared for. I wish I'd have did this a long time ago. Dang, like, this gave me so much insight or so much clarity or so much confirmation, or you know what I mean, like, or it helped me to like just me to realize that wasn't me that was wrong for feeling the way I feel. Like, there's just so many different dynamics that people who are ready, like, to get to that phase and that part of their journey, it's a miracle. Like, it really is something that I wholeheartedly feel like some people will say is like miraculous, because it's able to give you so much guidance and so much insight and so much just clarity. You know what I mean? Like, that's the part where it's very powerful. And I remember even when I first started, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, hearing the different messages and hearing the different, types of things that was coming my way before I had got deeper into it. If it resonates, uh, test it out. Then, I'm not sure what that means, Amaya. If you could share with me like a little bit more in depth, because I definitely want to touch on your comment, but I just want to make sure that I can kind of go where, wherever you're leading me to go or leading us to go with it. So if you could share a little bit more like detail, just so I know how I can kind of bounce off of that. I appreciate you. And I'll definitely do that too. I just want to make sure I'm clear so I can give you the best kind of response or feedback that I have with your comment. Let me see. I think more people in the Americas need to know about the Sangoma tradition. Sangoma, yeah, it is, man. It really is, family. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know some. Because I'm also a student of not Doctor Baba Credu Matwa. So let me see, I got a few of his pieces of work. These are, I think, the only two physical copies I have of Credu Matwa. But I do have some more of his work that I have digitally as well. Matter of fact, I was thinking about doing some presentations based off of some of his work, like private community calls, because he does have some very powerful work. But yeah, Baba Credu Matwa, he's a Sangoma. He's from he's a Zulu high priest as well, and yeah, a shaman, high priest, all that good stuff, man. So shout out to Baba Credu Matwa, man. You about to know to him. And yeah, I agree with you, bro. Like, it's a very powerful tradition. I can't really speak to it like that, because like I said, I don't like to speak on stuff I don't know. But I do have, clearly I got access to it. But I'm sure there's a whole lot more than just his work too. But I definitely do have some, I do have a little bit of history with studying some of the Sangoma and the Zulu traditions, basically through Baba Credu Matwa, Emperor of the Truth, because of my I share it, bro. Congrats on the channel. Love the collab with you, learn from it, man. Let's make it happen, bro. For sure, I'm with it. I'm gonna grab the matter of fact, if you can, man, join the Patreon community, bro. I put the link in the comments. Let me put it in there again, because you can send me a message on there, and there's a free There's a free membership that we have on there. So if you want to join that, man, and shoot me a message, or you can hit me on IG, Orisha Bami, ORISHAGBEM with 2 I's on Instagram. That's my personal, and then the Ashe Instagram, I think it's just the African Spirituality Experience is on there. You can shoot me a DM, either one of those two, bro. We definitely can make it happen. Matter of fact, I'm looking to do something up that way again. Probably, I don't have the exact dates yet, but I'm definitely looking to do something up that way. Matter of fact, we had the Professor Small event there a few months ago, which was a dope event. And I still got a lot of footage from that I got to share, man. So that's definitely something that is in the near future, family. So I look forward to doing that as well. And then, matter of fact, we're going to be traveling, family. So if y'all got some folks in your city, no matter where you at, man, we definitely can make it happen, because we're looking to do some traveling and some pop-ups, some Ashe pop-ups, man, and some live events. I've been in talks with multiple people to make that happen. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there now. So on the list right now, as it stands, Jacksonville is definitely there. Let's see, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, I think Tampa, Atlanta. I want to say possibly like Maryland, DC. We looking to slide that way too. And I had some people from a lot of other different places too said reach out or whatever. So if y'all got a venue, or y'all know somebody who got a venue, and can make it happen, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it do what it do. And get some of the local vendors and some of the local people, who's making moves in the community, to collaborate with and make it happen for sure. We definitely gonna make that happen for sure, for sure. But yeah, family, that's, like I said, I wanted to get on here, man, just to chop it up with y'all. It's been a minute. But yeah, we back. We here now. Y'all already know. And I'm gonna say it again. I know it might be a little redundant, but please hit the Patreon and join the free community. Hit the Linktree and subscribe to the link in bio, so that way I can get y'all all on the email list as well, so I can make sure that I'm connected and tapped in with everybody from, not just this place, but all places and all spaces, so we can make it do what it do. Let me see. Choir now, yes sir. That's facts. Yes sir. Yeah. He said truth. Yes sir. We knew what you meant, family. Appreciate you. But shout out to all the tribe, man. Yusuf Muhammad, and see whether the reason is the fact that most people have been indoctrinated to the 3D reality. Yeah, that's facts. Oh, that's facts. Listen, anybody who's in the meditation can tell you. Well, I know I can tell you about getting out of that 3D, man. Because if you really tap into spirit, there really is no limit. Like, for real, there's no limit. Like, you can do or go anywhere, do anything. Remote viewing, things of that nature, astral traveling, astral projection, all that stuff is real. All of it. Because, I've been blessed to experience remote viewing. I don't know if consciously I've done that, but I have done it like through dreams. That's happened through dreams. In regards to like astral projecting though, like I've done that many times, meditating for sure. That's something that, once you get to the point where you're able to like quiet the mind and just really tap into that, that silence, being able to tap into that, that kind of like space or place of nothingness, man, you'll be amazed at what can happen. Matter of fact, think about the part in Black Panther, right? When T'Challa took the herb, he took the sacred herb, and then he laid into that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, it was like a bed of flowers or whatever it was. When he laid into it, and then he was able to like literally, it's almost like he like astral projected and went from the realm he was in to the ancestral realm. And then he saw his pops. I think a couple of his family members was in the in like that. I don't know what that was. It was almost like, I guess, the desert or whatever, safari or what have you. But he was able to go there and talk to his pops and chop it up. Well, we could do that, family. Like, literally, if you set up an ancestral shrine, you don't even have to do it through meditative states. You can literally go to your ancestral shrine and open the portal to communicate with your ancestors. Like, it's a real thing. And I ain't gonna say it's gonna just happen just like that. For some people, it can, depending on how tapped in you are, or depending on how you have the ability to unplug from this third dimensional construct, right? Because this is not the real world. It's the quote unquote real world because it's the experience we having, but this ain't real for real. Like, this is more shit. The dream world is really the real world. Like, when we sleep or we're dreaming, we're meditating, because that's the world of spirit. That's the infinite world. Like, that's the immortal world. Like, that's the, what I'm saying? But this is temporary. We just here temporarily for however many years or whatever, in these bodies and these vessels. Is almost like a rental car. We just renting this body for whatever amount of time to do whatever we came here to do. And we go back to the real world, the ancestral world, the same place from which we came, whenever we, inseminated into our mom's womb, you know what I mean? So that's how I see it, family, for sure. But I'm trying to keep up with all the responses too, family. It's a bit of a challenge, but I definitely appreciate all y'all for joining the Patreon. For those who did sign up, appreciate you. We're gonna be tapped in there a lot more often with a lot more private community calls, and we'll also have guest calls as well. And then shout out to Arisha Stone. Shout out to all y'all. I appreciate y'all for joining me, family, especially last minute. Last minute live, but yeah, we'll be back tomorrow and a few more times this weekend. And next week we'll be right back, doing what we do. So yeah, we got some dope shows lined up though, man. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the watch parties. Matter of fact, what I'll do, I'll throw a poll up on the channel and in the Patreon, like to see like which watch party y'all want to do, and then we'll make it happen and make it do what it do, family. And then we're gonna continue to rise, man. Continue to do what we do out here in these Ashe streets, family. So with that, I appreciate all y'all, man. I can't thank y'all enough for the love, support, and holding us down, man, and always showing up, man. That's why we do this. We do it because I am because we are I am, and that's real. I live by that. So with that, family, I appreciate y'all. I'll definitely be back tomorrow, and we got a lot more in store. So keep your eyes on the channel, man. Keep your eyes on the posts. And we're gonna make some things happen in the very near future. Matter of fact, I can't wait till this weekend because we got some dope shows coming, man. I'm looking forward to them because, like I said, we got some new guests coming, and then I got some shows that I got to get uploaded from guests that we had last week while we was on vacation. So we're gonna make it do what it do as we always do, family. So I'm gonna say it again, man. I appreciate the love, the support. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Yeah, and we'll be back, man. We'll be back tomorrow. So like I said, I'll be sharing all the links and all the different shows, topics, guests, times, etc., etc., etc. It'll be coming in the very near future. So I appreciate you all. I'll see you all tomorrow, family. This is your host of the African Spirituality Experience, Orisha Bami. I'm out, family. Peace. Odabo. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
ẹni tó gbàgbé ilé ṣàpò ìyàgbọ́ tẹ́ǹtì ẹni takísà ní tàtàn ò bá padà sílé anítìjàkọ ẹja lọ pé eégún mo ṣe ní gbẹ́rẹ́ ìpàkọ́ forsake not your ancestors embrace